right, Josie, thanks. We'll check back in on First Alert weather on the road here in minutes. Well, happening tonight, the Iowa DOT proposing change. That's right. We're learning more tonight about an idea behind a proposed redesign of a busy Holstein, Iowa intersection, all in an effort to prevent deadly crashes. Now, the Iowa DOT is proposing reduced conflict intersections. The intersection being discussed tonight, US 20 and US 59 near Holstein. An open house is taking place right now. It's happening at the Cobblestone Inn and Suites Event Center, giving the public an opportunity just to weigh in before construction starts in spring 2028. KTV's Taylor Deckard explains more on what a reduced conflict intersection is and what the community in Holstein is already saying about the project. Taylor?
This busy stretch of highway near Holstein could get a new look in the future, and they're asking for public input in shaping this plan. Nebraska truck driver Joseph Odoms is one of thousands of drivers that crosses this intersection throughout the week.
About once, twice, maybe 3 times a week.
To help ease the flow of traffic here, the Iowa DOT is looking into adding an RCI. For US 20 drivers, nothing changes. You travel through or turn left and right, just like you do today. For US 59 drivers, they follow 3 steps. Turn right onto US 20, make a U-turn at a median opening, then continue through the main intersection to complete your left turn or turn right to go straight onto US 59. Think of it as a J-shaped turn.
So you're reducing the opportunities for 2 vehicles to crash. And you're also breaking up the turning movements.
Yeah, but I've watched my buddy almost get hit by a semi.
The DOT says the redesign reduces potential crash points at this intersection from 42 to 24. It can reduce fatal and serious injury crashes by 63%.
That wouldn't be bad, but at the same time, I don't know. Are the curves going to be too sharp, or who's going to end up going too fast into the corners?
We're pretty confident that that's the option that we're going to move forward with, yes. We've done all the studies and the analysis, and this is what we want to do to improve safety at the intersections. But the public feedback does help us. It'll help us tweak the design.
Others would rather see something else.
A light, definitely a light, especially since a lot of trucks come through. And when it does get busy, you can end up waiting forever at either one of the intersections.
Or no change at all.
This intersection, I think it'd be okay to leave it, but there could be minor changes into it, like the traffic coming this way back and forth could probably slow down a little.
The DOT is taking public input online now through July 20th, but it'll be a while before there's any physical changes to the road here behind me. They're looking to the end of 2028 before any construction is completed. Near Holstein, Taylor Deckard, KTIV News 4.
Taylor, thanks. And this design is made for all vehicle types, including trucks and farm vehicles. Again, the open house taking place right now. It will last until 7 o'clock tonight, so you still do have time to get out and voice your opinion and learn more information. Also, if you want to stay put, you can learn more about the project. We have it online for you right now at KTIV.com. Tonight, a Salix family left with destruction after their machine shed caught fire. It happened